Today we are making coffee cinnamon scroll biscuits. I will write the recipe below the video in the description as always. Let's do this!
Oh yeah, mate! Woo! Welcome to Aussie Girl Can Cook! Better get you some. Oh yeah! Mate, it's lucky she can cook! Wow!
G'day lovelies, welcome back. Who remembers this Arnotts classic? First thing we want to do is get out 240 grams of butter. We want to chop it up into a bowl and we want to leave it sit there until it goes completely soft at room temperature. While the butter's softening, we need to get out one large egg and we need it at room temperature. So I've only got little ones, so I'm going to give it a crack with 2 of them. We now want to sift 3 cups of plain flour. Into our sifted flour, we want 1 teaspoon of baking powder and we'll mix that through. Now we want to add 1 cup of brown sugar to our softened butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract or essence, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of mixed spice or allspice, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now if you really like cloves, you can add a little pinch of that too. Now we want to beat it with the electric beater until light and fluffy. Oh my god, that took forever. It is so cold here today. I end up having to put the bowl on top of the oven for a little bit just to soften it up. Alright, now we want to whack our 1 large egg in there. That's at room temperature, or in my case, 2 little ones. Now on low speed, we want to beat them through. Once we've done that, we now want to add it to our flour mixture. We now want to mix them through together. Back of the spoon. Now we need 1/4 cup of little black currants. Now don't be tempted to put more in because when they go in the oven they expand, and if you've got too many in there they'll break your bickies apart. So now we want to put them in, put a bit of flour on our hands, and now we want to squash it all together and knead it in. Oh mate, if you're not getting excited by now, you should be! Once we've done that, we now want to wrap some Glad wrap over it and bang it in the fridge for 30 minutes. Half an hour later, time to get excited. Okay, preheat our ovens at 160 degrees Celsius. We need a baking tray with some baking paper. We want to lay out some Glad wrap. We want to grab, I don't know, 1/3 of it. Chuck it in a bowl. Glad wrap over the top. Now we want to roll it out. Oh my god, that smells so good. Alright, we want them thin, but not paper thin. Alright, we'll give that a crack. I'm just doing it in little bits because I've got a tiny bench. Okay, now we want to get a cutter. I'll measure this after. I think it's a little bit too big, but it's all I've got. And we want to cut them out. And then we want to put them on our baking tray. Then we put that all back together and roll it again. Okay, now we've got our first tray full. Now we need to find something. I've got a shot glass here. Something that's a bit smaller so we can make an imprint. We don't want to go through, but we want a nice deep imprint in them. Right, I'll just use the cap off of the pink dye and go again. Now we're going to bang these bad boys in the oven. While they're in the oven, I'm going to roll out the next lot and put it on another sheet of baking paper ready to go. Mate, 18 minutes later in my plain electric oven and it smells friggin' awesome in here. We just want them at a beautiful light brown colour. If you're not sure, just pick one up and have a look underneath. If you can see it, that beautiful light brown, they're ready. Now what we want to do is just, if you don't have a cooling rack, just slide them out onto a bench somewhere. Yeah boy! And we keep going. So now we want to leave them sit there to go completely cold. Alrighty, now they're cold. I've got 290 grams of white chocolate into a heat-proof bowl on top of a saucepan. I've just boiled the kettle, so I'm going to fill it up with water, but I'm not going to let it touch the bowl. Alright, now that our chocolate is melted, we're going to add, hopefully, a little drop of pink food dye. And if you haven't got pink, you can also use red because it goes pink. Ugh. Everyone knows what I'm like. I usually get heaps in there. Alright, mix that through. Aww, how cute. Alright, once that's done, a little drop in the middle. Oh yeah. Mate, you have got to give them a crack. Not only are they fun to make, they're bloody moreish. As soon as the chocolate's set, you can stick them in a tin or a jar and they're ready to go. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome night and I'll see you soon. Toodles!